Good afternoon, Sam. Welcome to today's meeting in regards to the strategic alliance between Evolution Cycles and Smart Motion e-bikes. So why exactly do we want to have a strategic alliance with another company? So first of all, there has to be mutual benefit between both companies. So it's important to see that both companies are succeeding or gaining the same amount out of it. If one company is gaining more than the other, it's going to end up with a very short-term relationship, which is obviously not good for the overall health of their relationship and the profitability of that. So it's key that both are succeeding and both are reaching their goals because of the relationship. On the subject of goals, it's also very important for the two companies to have similar or exactly the same goals. So for example, with us, obviously the more bikes we sell, the more profit we make. So it's important to have a very similar thing along the lines of that for our partner as well. It's important to see that both companies have different strengths and weaknesses. So for example, our strength is obviously our consumer knowledge, our sales knowledge, how to sell things. Our weaknesses are obviously controlling supply, product development and things like this, because essentially we are a retailer. Another big thing to look at is that the idea of a relationship is to create better market penetration. More market penetration means more sales, which means more profit. The way we can get better market penetration is through more efficient products, more efficient selling, things like this. So anything that can contribute to that is going to be a worthwhile relationship. So looking into the emerging markets, it's clear that e-bikes is absolutely massive for the cycling industry. So that's where we want to focus our efforts. Unfortunately, because within New Zealand we are a reasonably small business, it means we don't have massive financial resource. So that relationship with the e-bike company is going to really aid with that, with product development, with the means to sell, and that's really going to help towards that market penetration, which we just discussed before. And then final, obviously, the main idea with this is to create product development really. Based on our consumer knowledge and their product knowledge, creating something new that really does absolutely serve a purpose and can really dominate the market with that market penetration. So what exactly do we want from a potential alliance? So let's look at exactly what we are. We're retail specialists. We know the market, we know the consumers, and we know how to talk to them. We know the consumers in the market, so we have little to no control on the actual product. We can't say what the bike industry really wants. We don't control that side of things. We don't even get to control product development from that side of things. So with a relationship, we want to be able to help develop products with our knowledge of the consumer. So that relationship with a bike brand, for example, will enable us to do that. It's also very key for us to have a relationship with a Kiwi company. We're not a huge business. We turn over just under $20 million a year. We're primarily a New Zealand company. We do a little bit of trading between Australia and Asia as well. However, because we're a Kiwi company, we do want to really have that relationship with another Kiwi company, mainly because of the similar cultures. Kiwi business is quite different from, say, Asia and Australia. We really want to have that similar management style and culture just for that ease of integration, because that's obviously a big risk with any form of merger, alliance, acquisition, anything like that. Another thing is obviously similar growth and ambition goals. So as I said, we want to go into Australia and Asia. It's also pretty paramount that something along those lines is on the books for a potential alliance as well. And obviously the main idea of this alliance would be to really capture that emerging market of e-bikes. So that's growing 200% a year at the moment. So that really is the goal of this alliance. So based on those things, I've identified that Smart Motion e-bikes really are the best company for us to have an alliance with. So we won't be selling any shares to the company. There won't be any shares changing hands. Both companies will stay completely separate. However, there will be a working relationship for both sides of things. Smart Motion is a New Zealand company making e-bikes within New Zealand from New Zealand products. They're relatively small. They turn over about 5 million New Zealand dollars less than we do currently. However, they have exactly the same growth ambitions as us, so really going into Asia and Australia as well. They have common goals, so at the end of the day, more bikes we sell, the more money we make. It's exactly the same for them. The more bikes they sell, the more money they make as well. So that's a common goal. Strengths and weaknesses we touched on before. Their strength is manufacturing. Ours is retail and selling. Together we really could be a formidable force. And that potential to integrate really is huge. That market penetration would be absolutely dominated. It would be domination within New Zealand. So let's have a quick look at the risk while we're at this as well. Obviously, with any form of alliance, there are risks involved. So merging retail and supply can be difficult, mainly to do with the fact that managing the two is difficult, and one side of things is nearly always leading out. So either the supplier is going to be losing out a little bit financially, or the actual retailer instead. So it's quite hard balancing those two. So constant contract negotiations is key with that one. We are smaller companies, so there is a lot more financial risk involved with merging two people like this. And also the potential to cause rifts with other suppliers. So we have over 6 to 7 other suppliers within the retail store. We don't want to jeopardize any of those relationships in order to create a new relationship with Smart Motion. So management of those are also very key. And obviously with the emerging market of e-bikes growing so fast, we don't know 100% where it's going. We could invest heavily in this relationship, and to find out that the e-bike market really does go into a slump. We can't predict these things. But looking at these benefits and these risks, it really is clear that having a working relationship with Smart Motion really could be beneficial, not from just a financial point of view, but also from future development points of view, and really kind of going into expanding into overseas as well. So thank you for taking the time to consider my proposal, and I hope you really do think long and hard about it, and we go and approach Smart Motion shortly.